Australia is one of the strangest countries in the world. It is home to bizarre animals and unusual plant life. Even its geographical conditions are vastly different, but its northern region is even more unique. Instead of 4 seasons, there are only 2 seasons here. The ocean tides are so massive that they create horizontal waterfalls. People here often live longer than one might expect. This is Northern Australia. Let's talk about some of the incredible things that make this place stand out in the world. Forget everything you know about 4 seasons. In Northern Australia, nature behaves completely differently, and the climate changes based on monsoons. In fact, the entire year is divided into just 2 main parts, the wet season and the dry season. From October to April, the wet season is extremely intense. During this time, humidity in the air rises dramatically. Spectacular lightning storms can be seen in this period. Due to heavy rainfall, all the dried-up lands turn lush green. That greenery becomes alive with countless forms of life. However, this is also the time when dangerous cyclones frequently occur. Then, as soon as May arrives, the weather changes suddenly with the onset of the dry season. The sky turns a clear blue, humidity drops, and temperatures become pleasant. As floodwaters recede, vast grasslands emerge. Tourists flock in large numbers to explore this incredible region. Now, if you step into the Daintree rainforest in North Queensland, you will feel like you've traveled far back in time. This is not just an ordinary forest, it is the oldest continuously surviving tropical rainforest on Earth. In fact, it is tens of millions of years older than the Amazon rainforest. This forest even survived the asteroid impact that wiped out the dinosaurs. It is like a living museum from the ancient supercontinent Gondwana. Here, you can see primitive plants like the Idiospermum, which reveal the evolutionary history of flowering plants. You can also encounter unique animals. Along the Kimberley coast in Western Australia, the ocean does more than just rise and fall. It creates something extraordinary. This region experiences some of the highest tides on Earth. In places like Talbot Bay, tides can reach up to 12 meters, equivalent to the height of a 4-story building. Such immense water movement creates unusual natural phenomena along the coastline. The most famous of these are the horizontal waterfalls. Here, water rushes rapidly through narrow gaps between cliffs, flowing sideways instead of falling vertically. During the wet season, ocean tides become extremely powerful. The saline surge from the Timor Sea pushes back the freshwater of rivers. As a result, river flow reverses for several hours. Because of this phenomenon, saltwater crocodiles and large fish travel deep into the rivers. Many people imagine Australia as a vast red desert, but Northern Australia is completely different. Everywhere you look, there are tropical savanna landscapes. These include wide grasslands and forests filled with acacia trees. These savannas cover nearly 25% of the Australian continent, stretching from the Kimberley in the west to Cape York in the east. It is one of the largest remaining savanna regions on Earth. This region constantly adapts itself to the cycles of rain and drought. Indigenous people here have been using controlled fire for over 10,000 years to maintain the health of these ecosystems. When talking about Australian history, many people are familiar with Gallipoli or the Kokoda Track. But the largest attack on Australia actually took place in its northern capital. On February 19, 1942, the city of Darwin was devastated by air raids from Japanese forces. More aircraft were used in this attack than in the bombing of Pearl Harbor. Many ships were sunk, and over 250 soldiers and civilians lost their lives. After this terrifying event, Australia completely restructured its defense strategies. Today, Darwin has been rebuilt magnificently from those ruins, but memorials still stand as reminders of those dark days. For over 10,000 years, rock shelters in this region have served as canvases for Indigenous artists. The paintings clearly depict changes in their life and culture over time. Some of these artworks are estimated to be nearly 20,000 years old. They even include depictions of extinct giant birds like Genyornis. These paintings also recorded the arrival of new technologies and foreign influences. These sites are not just remnants of the past, they are evidence of one of the oldest living cultures in the world. Even before Captain Cook reached Australia's eastern coast, these northern shores were active centres of international trade. This led to strong cultural connections with the local Yolngu people. Even today, some Macassan words are still used in their language. This history completely challenges the idea that Australia was an isolated continent. It clearly shows the ancient connections between Australia and Asia. However, the geography of northern Australia posed serious challenges to European settlers. Their dreams of building a northern Singapore repeatedly failed due to harsh climate conditions. In the 19th century, British military and trade settlements all collapsed. Port Dundas on Melville Island was abandoned due to diseases and conflicts with local populations. Port Essington on the Cobourg Peninsula lasted only 11 years before being deserted due to malaria and cyclones. These ruins still stand as evidence of how wrong European assumptions were. In the early 19th century, the northern coast of Australia was still a mystery on world maps. Between 1801 and 1803, navigator Matthew Flinders filled in these unknown areas. Sailing through dangerous waters, he mapped the treacherous coastline. He courageously crossed the crocodile-infested Gulf of Carpentaria. Despite dealing with a damaged ship and crew suffering from scurvy, he continued his journey. Avoiding hidden coral reefs, he pushed forward and completed his mission. He became not just a navigator, but the man who introduced this continent to the world. Northern Australia is one of the most vast and sparsely populated regions. Everything north of the Tropic of Capricorn makes up about 40% of Australia's landmass. This area is larger than Western Europe, yet only about 5% of the country's population. Around 1.3 million people live here. That means there are fewer than one person per square kilometre. Apart from cities like Darwin and Cairns, towns are separated by hundreds of kilometers. This vast distance significantly impacts daily life and access to medical services. Cattle farming here exists on a scale beyond imagination. Some cattle stations are larger than entire countries. While the world's largest cattle station lies in the south, many massive ones also exist in the north. Several stations cover over 1 million acres. Helicopters and heavy vehicles are used just to gather livestock. This industry plays a major role in strengthening both the economy and culture of the region. Looking at the world map, it becomes clear how strategically important Northern Australia is for national security. Due to its proximity to Southeast Asia, it serves as a key base for Australia's defence forces. Darwin and surrounding areas host some of the country's most important military bases. Joint military exercises are regularly conducted here with countries like the United States and Singapore. This military presence has boosted employment opportunities and economic growth. While many Western nations struggle with aging populations, Northern Australia is different. The average age in Darwin is just 33, compared to the national average of 37. Young people move here for opportunities in defence and tourism sectors. People from over 100 countries live here. Additionally, the region has one of the highest populations of Indigenous Australians. The mix of youth and diverse cultures makes it a vibrant and modern region. Northern Australia is truly an incredible place to see and explore. Ever since learning about it, my fascination with this region has only grown stronger. So if you ever get the chance, you should definitely try to visit this extraordinary place.